There's something to be said about having unlimited power. I see a lot of producers out here who are going absolutely crazy with Serum 2. I mean, just go on Twitter X any time of the day, you'll see these crazy examples of like dubstep beats and like multi-samples. It's wild out there, y'all. And you know, I think Steve Duda has given us something very rare. And that gift is an opportunity to dream up something impossible in sound. Because the platform that we have now, the possibilities are wide open. As you can see here, I have a patch running 2 custom samples, a custom wavetable. It's got like a custom noise glitch here that I can turn up if I wanted to. So you can see like these possibilities are absolutely insane. The way I created this was a sawtooth waveform. And I use Serum 2's hidden button here to drag out the audio to my DAW and then drag it back and warp it even further. As you can see, this button here doesn't show up until you hover over it. This was also in Serum 1. Drag here to the DAW to export the last played note as a WAV file. The note gets replayed silently using the note's last pitch, velocity, and duration and captured on drag. So you can literally use this button to make a waveform out of the last audio you just played and then drag it back into Serum, no matter if it's a wavetable or whatever. And then of course you see right here, I have a sawtooth example, and then I got even more tricky with it, added some effects, and then we have a full-on sample right here that's being replayed back to us. So there's so many possibilities now that I think myself and other producers out there, like our minds are just wide open. Like, what can't this synthesizer do? Honestly, so in today's video, we're gonna explore some of those possibilities and see what kind of shenanigans we can get ourselves into, all right? Anyway, thank you for being here. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive straight in. You guys remember the drone that we started this track off with, made in Serum 2? Nice deep dark drone. And what I've done is I've actually cooked up a beat here to kind of get us started. So here's our drone here playing an audio file. I had to press that down to audio. And I got a kick drum here. You guys can see my kick drum. I'll get out of the way. This is a kick drum pattern created with the Rhythm MIDI generator here in Ableton. You can follow along in any other DAW. And then I'm using the Reduce MIDI transformer here from Philip Meyer. This is free on his website, I think. Lower down the density a little bit. That's a free MIDI transformer. And then of course the snare on the 1-2 and the 1-4. Go ahead and play that. That's got an instance of Automaton on here. Automaton is a free plugin from Audio Damage that is still in print here. You can grab it on their Legacy collection. And then I have some glitch percussion. Again, coming from the Triaz collection. Just kind of prayed and sprayed here in a MIDI clip. And you can see that I've got these are all coming from the Triaz collection. These are very short samples. You can zoom in here. I mean, this is extremely short material. These are like regular hi-hat samples, things like that I've shortened up. And I'm using this glitch percussion rack that I'm offering up to all my patron $7 supporters and up. This was created, I think, in 2023 or 2024. Instance of Automaton here, an LFO driving some parameters and microfills. This is a stock preset in Ableton. Autopan and a compressor here, and yeah, that's where we are. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab a fresh instance of Serum 2 and create a bass. I think that's our first objective here. Now, Serum 1 was a wonderful synthesizer, wavetables, we had a sample oscillator on board, aka the noise oscillator, but now we have 3 main oscillators that have spectral mode on them, granular mode, sample mode. I mean, it is absolutely insane. Let's start off the traditional way, however, and we'll just grab an analog, say the MSPW, good old sample from the old school Serum 1 days, and we're gonna leave envelope 1 as it is. And with envelope 2, I'm gonna create like a ramp, all right? And this ramp is gonna modulate the wavetable position. So I'll go ahead and switch the attack to around 2.5 seconds, lower down the sustain, and add a little bit of decay here. There we go. And we'll create like a ramp, and we'll drag envelope 2 over to the wavetable position. Now what this is gonna do, as you can see, it's gonna give us that wow sound, especially with this MSPW wavetable here. That's nice. We'll go ahead and filter this out. So I'll turn on filter number 1, switch it to MG low 24, add some resonance, add some drive here, and then we'll use that same ramp on the filter itself. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll drag envelope 2 over to the cutoff, lower down its amount, and then you can hear, oh yeah, so every time you play a note, we get that kind of wub, which is very nice. I like that in a bass. Now this is nothing new, however, all right? So let's go ahead and turn on oscillator B, and we'll switch it to spectral mode. And then in here in the factory library, we have this bass. There's some really nice samples in here for bass. I'm liking the Tethys, I guess that's how you say it. And this doesn't sound good until you pitch it up about 2 octaves. So let's go ahead and hear what this sounds like. Oh yeah, I love that. Very nice. We'll switch from 1 shot to forward loop, and we'll go ahead and stretch this all the way out. Here we go. Very nice, very nice. All right. So we'll go ahead and put the oscillator B through the filter as well. So now every time we play a note, we're getting a new cutoff filter. Oh, I like that. Now you can really mess with the scan. We can use the envelope on the scan itself. So go ahead and Shift Alt click to make that unipolar. It may be Command Shift click on a Mac. Oh yeah, look at that. Love it. So it's gonna go all the way stopped and then slow down a little bit. So we're gonna get some different wubs. I like that. I like that. And then every time we switch notes, the process will repeat itself. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I like that. And now it's nice to do some, consistent oscillation here. So maybe we'll do like a sub oscillator with a sine wave, and one more wavetable here. We'll go with analog. I don't know. How about the basic CJW? That's always a classic. How about that? Oh yeah. Really nice stuff. I love it. I love it. Especially with the ramp and the envelope. I mean, that's really cool. One more final touch we could do is maybe make this a free running LFO here. We'll switch it to Chaos Rossler. Switch to Hertz, and we'll use this as the source of modulation for the cutoff filter. So the cutoff filter is always in motion. Oh yeah. Put that through the filter as well. Oh yeah, that's just crazy. Oh yeah, I like it, I like it, I like it. All right, let's go ahead and punch in these notes here. We'll make a 4-bar MIDI clip here. There we go. Let's find our notes here. We'll go to 1 bar. D is our first note, B flat, and G. Very good. We'll stretch that all the way out. Very good. Excellent. Oh yeah. So we're off and running. We'll put this through the bass bus. So as you can see, I mean, like, Serum is just extremely powerful, especially when it comes to bass. There's some really great options. We didn't even add any effects to this. We got a compressor here. Let's add some gain to this. Don't want to get too crazy, but I mean, it's fun to experiment, right? I mean, even adding something like maybe even a hyper dimension on this for a little bit of dimension, that might be cool. Add some reverb just for a little touch. We'll switch it to Hall, up the size, up the decay, lower down the mix. I like it. Okay, now let's add, I think we're gonna add a sequence here. All right, let's add a sequence to really kind of set this thing off. This is our glitch percussion track. This is our glitch track. This over here, this is our bass. And now let's add a sequence. Now, with the sequence, we have some options in Serum 2 because we now have this whole like sample engine. We have a multi-sample engine. I don't think we're gonna get into multi-samples, but what we can do here is definitely, go with our filtered sawtooth, of course, right? So we'll switch this to 24. We'll up the cutoff, up the resonance, and we'll make a second. Well, first of all, we take our sustain out of our plucks, right? And we make it about 1 second. The second envelope can be half as much. So we'll do that about half as much, about 500 milliseconds here. We'll drag that over to the cutoff and make sure that's in unipolar. There we go, all right? And we'll turn on oscillator B and we'll switch it to sample. and then we'll find one of those plucked samples. There's some really great plucked samples in here. There's guitar strings, harsh pings, pizzicato thing, plucky bell. I mean, there's really cool stuff in here. Let's see what that sounds like pitched up. Oh yeah. Very nice, very nice. There we go, there we go. All right, cool. So then we'll take an LFO and we'll make it free running, say 4 bars, drag it up to the cutoff, lower down its amount. Very nice. There's a nice pluck there. Very good. We'll add a sub oscillator. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, now we're talking. So let's add a compressor here. We'll go multi-band compressor, lower down the mix, and we'll add a delay here. Switch it to ping pong, and what you can do is on the, what do they call this, delay offset, switch it all the way up to the top and you get the dotted. That's an old school trick from Serum 1. So now we have dotted 8th note delay here. Kind of bend our little frequency value here to take off the highs and the lows, increase the mix here. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And we'll add a reverb here. I'm gonna go with the Hall. Increase the size, increase the decay, increase the mix. Now, if you didn't know, you can add multiple effects of the same type in Serum 2, which is absolutely bananas. So what I found was really good is getting a nice mixture of 2 reverbs at once, especially if you lower down the mix a little bit. So we're gonna choose Hall and Basin as our combo here. I'll increase the size, increase the feedback, make sure the pre-delay is off, and we'll take the lows out of it. So we'll take the lows out of both of these, and that should be good. Yeah, that's a nice space delay there. All right, and one last final touch here. Maybe we'll use the velocity on the cutoff. So we'll come back over to the oscillator, drag velocity up to the cutoff here, and lower down its amount, and that's pretty much good to go. Okay, now we're gonna grab Stepic, my favorite sequencer. Link is down below in the description as always. So we'll grab Stepic here. I'm playing in D minor, I believe. So let's go ahead and create a sequence here. We'll go with D natural minor, and we'll lower down this to 8 steps and put it on 8th note as the note link. And let's go to here. And yeah, let's go with an A sharp and an A. Add some octaves here. What I like to do is add a couple octaves. Leave this in, forward running motion, but then the octaves can be in random. So that means that it's gonna pick like 2 out of 8 are gonna be randomized as 1 octave higher. I really like that effect. We'll go with velocity here. We're gonna randomize its velocity. We'll go ahead and randomize the entire thing. There we go. Okay, that sounded good to me. Let's go ahead and give this a play and see how we did here. That's incredible right off the rip. Oh my gosh. That sounds so good. Wow, Serum 2. Oh my goodness. Wow, you know what it was? I think it's the fact that we raised each one of these up by an octave. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. That's what I'm talking about right there. Right there. Nailed it. Oh my god, that's such a good space pluck. And then on top of that, you have the 2 reverbs in a row, Hall and Basin, plus a dotted 8th note ping pong. That's just so good. Wow, incredible. I love it. Gosh, Serum 2 is so good. I'm just having the time of my life with this synthesizer. All right, cool. All right, so now let's make a pad to really round this track off and send it into outer space, shall we? All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Serum 2 to kind of play off some of the old techniques that we used to have in Serum 1 and bring it into the future with Serum 2, all right? So what I'm gonna do is right away, I'm gonna load a custom wavetable. Now the custom wavetables you have, you can just load right into Serum 2. It accepts all kinds of wavetables. I've got some here from the Anomaly series and from the Chromatic series. Chromatic was a preset pack I made last year for pigments. However, you got all the wavetables right here in Serum 2. So I'll go ahead and choose Chromatic 2 table number 10 here. And what I'll do is, of course, I'll come over to envelope 1 and adjust my attack to around 4 seconds, decay to around the same, lower down the sustain a couple decibels, and up the release to around 5 seconds. Very good. And we will go ahead and play that, see what it sounds like. Very nice, very nice. Now what we can do is move this wavetable position with one of these LFOs. I will use LFO 1 here and put it to free running mode. I will also change it to Chaos Lorenz and change it to Hertz mode and lower down the Hertz past 0.1 to the 100th place. Maybe we'll go with 0.05 or somewhere around there. Drag it up to the wavetable position. And again, Shift-Alt-Click on a PC. It's probably Shift-Command-Click on a Mac to make it bipolar. You can also come to the matrix over here and switch the polarity from unipolar to bipolar, just like that. There we go. Very nice. Maybe up the rate a little bit more. Awesome. Add some voices of unison here. Lower down the detune. Oh yeah, very nice. Now, one trick that you may remember, those of you Serum experts out there, is the ability to take a wavetable and send it to the noise oscillator. You guys remember this one? So all you have to do is click on the little pencil tool right here, and you can see that now we're in the wavetable editor, right? This is where you do all your wavetable work. You can make new wavetables. But over here in the process menu, we still have this ability to send to noise oscillator. What does this even mean? Well, what you're gonna do is you're gonna click that last option and it's gonna send this wavetable frame to the noise oscillator. How cool is that? So let's go back over to the main menu. I'm gonna send it to noise oscillator, and then I'm gonna click out of this wavetable, and you can see the noise oscillator now has this chromatic 10 wavetable on it. Here's the trick though. You have to come over here and on the pitch knob, you have to enable pitch tracking, all right? So that's gonna make it its own separate oscillator. It's like having a secret oscillator inside of Serum 2. So enable pitch tracking, and now you can hear, got our own little oscillator in there. Up the pitch here. I'm just gonna leave it on 0 semitones, all right? That's cool, that works, right? So now we have a separate oscillator in here. Really cool, it could be anything. It could be like another wavetable, it could be like whatever. I mean, send a noise oscillator? Who would have thought, right? It's like you not only have the sub oscillator and 3 main oscillators, you also have the noise oscillator that can act as an oscillator as well. That's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and add oscillator B here. We'll switch from wavetable to spectral. We'll come over to the factory library and we'll choose spatial. Let's choose, I don't know, drone Chronos. What does that sound like? Up the octave one. Oh yeah. I like it. I like it, very good, very good. Switch from one shot to forward loop, and we'll stretch it all the way out. And what I like to do is use these spectral oscillators as sort of like the basis for, you know, phase distortion, phase modulation, because they end up to be really, really cool. So let's go ahead and do that here. So let's go ahead and make phase distortion coming from B. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna use the spectral oscillator as the phase distortion source. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very nice. Now we can use that same Chaos Lorenz on the phase distortion knob here. Oh yeah, very nice. We'll put all of this through the filter. Oh yeah, this is super crazy. We'll use that same Chaos Lorenz on the filter itself. This is getting wild, y'all. We'll add a sub-oscillator, make it a triangle, up the level here. Maybe we'll lower down the octave one. Oh my god, this is absolutely wild. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so good. Very nice. Okay, final touches here. Serum has its own ability to load your own effects racks. You can either use the buses or you can use the main effects lane itself. I'm gonna go to my user. I have assigned space preset that I just made the other day, which again has 2 instances of reverb here. One is hall, one is bass, and I can up the mix here a little bit. We'll add a little bit more chorus, a little bit more mix on the delay as well. We're really about to go into outer space. Here we go. So, oh yeah, I love it, I love it. Fantastic. Oh my gosh, sounds so good. Very nice. Let's add one more final wavetable here. We're gonna go to the menu. We'll select one of these Serum 2 wavetables, one of the brand new Serum 2 wavetables. Let's go with, I don't know, lately. How about that? Nice and simple, nice and simple. How about that? We'll add some voices of unison here. Lower down the detune. I'd use that same chaos Lorenz on the wavetable position. Shift Alt click again makes it bipolar. Oh, that sounds so good. I love it, I love it. Fantastic. Put that through the filter as well. Oh my gosh. Yes. Add some touches of reverb, some touches of delay. Nice little drone there. Oh my gosh. So as you can see, Serum 2 is immensely powerful. I mean, there are so many options here from Serum 1 into Serum 2, all the new options that we have here, the new types of synthesis that we have here, the new effects that we have here, the options that we have with the mix bus. We didn't even get into that today. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So I highly encourage you guys to experiment, have fun with this, and who knows? I mean, you guys are going crazy on Twitter X already. Like, this is just the starting line. We just started this adventure with Serum 2. Who knows how crazy it's gonna be in 5 years from now? I mean, just think about it. The possibilities are wide open. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy this type of video, I am on Patreon. I do tutorials like this every single week. Guys know I go super hard over there. There's hundreds of hours of training on my Patreon right now. And you can join for free if you want, but I mean, the best stuff is up at the ambient presets and ambient tutorials tier and up. So I highly encourage you guys to go check it out. Link is down below in the description as always. And if you want to pick up Serum 2, I'll leave a link down there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. In the meantime, take good care, you guys. I'll see you guys again real soon. And as always, keep your heads in the clouds and your feet planted firmly on the ground. My name is Chris from Science of Life. I will see you guys in the next video.